Hello guys, we are group 2 and our project is on Arvind Limited. Arvind Limited is a Gujarat based conglomerate. They have business in various domains including real estate, textile manufacturing to brand and retail. Let's look at their corporate video to understand more about them.
A tiny piece of thread. Sometimes that's all you need to fashion a world of possibilities. A world where imagination takes the driving seat and tenacity provides the fuel. Where taking the road less traveled and reaching the right destination is the norm. A world where taking everyone along and looking after the things that matter is a habit. That's the world of Arvind. Not many can lay claim to being a textile giant that is also building new age homes. Being a global apparel leader that's transforming water management. A pioneer of denim that's pioneering composite materials in aviation. Or a retail powerhouse that's also delivering state-of-the-art engineering solutions. At Arvind, we are one, yet we are many. We stand proud as a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that's constantly striving to create opportunities where none exist. Our CSR and sustainability initiatives are also slowly but surely changing lives. With 25 filed patents in environmental solutions and many transformatory initiatives in the agricultural sector, we are fashioning hope for a new future. Today, we manage 28 of the biggest global apparel brands in India. Every second, 2 pieces of an Arvind managed brand are sold in India. Not just that, the fabric produced at Arvind can go around the earth 6 times over. More than 45,000 employees across verticals believe that at Arvind, the possibilities are endless. It just depends on how you fashion them. It's this philosophy that has helped us touch people's lives through innovative and pioneering solutions since 1931. And it's this philosophy that continues to drive us to change tomorrow for the better. Welcome to Arvind. Welcome to a world of fashioning possibilities.
As we saw from the video, Arvind has an unmatched portfolio of owned and licensed brand and retail formats. Arvind is a company which is there for more than 100 years and they have a long way to go. In their licensed product brand, they have products like Arrow, Gant, US Polo Assassin and many more. Whereas they have retail brands of Tommy Hilfiger, Club America, Next and Arvind stores. They also have their own product brands and their flagship product brand is Flying Machine, which is there for more than 50 years. Then they have a brand in donuts, Iris, etc. Arvind started their journey in 1897 at Saraspur when they started manufacturing sarees. From a textile company, Arvind has evolved to a 10,000 crore conglomerate. If we divide their industries in business in 5 industries, namely textile, Arvind Fashions, Anup Engineering, Arvind Smart Spaces, which is in real estate and other businesses, and look at their growth from 1990s to now. In the textile industry, they were the market leader in denims. They introduced denim in India, and in 2000 they introduced shirtings, knits and garment manufacturing. Now we see their revenue growth is over 10% for the last 5 years and they have industry leading margins and returns in this sector. Now looking at the Arvind Fashions, which is the retail and branding business of Arvind, they have launched the products Arrow and Flying Machine in 1990s and growth ever since. In 2000 they did some strategic acquisitions as Tommy Hilfiger, US Polo Assassin, Gant, etc. And in 2010 to 15, they did some more acquisitions, some Calvin Klein, Gap, which were the trendsetters in that era. Now they are looking for growth momentum and margin expansion. In Anup Engineering, they acquired the business in 1990s and in 2010 they crossed the 100 crore mark. They have achieved the operational excellence and now they look at the 5-year CAGR of 25% and some robust margins. They are looking for debt-free company which generate cash. In Arvind Smart Spaces, which is their retail business, they started in 2000s. They have achieved critical mass and independent listing in 2010 to 15. Now they are looking for a CAGR of 30% in 3 years on both top line and EBITDA. In last 2 years, they have seen a market cap growth of 4x. In their other businesses, which includes water treatment and advanced materials, their top line has crossed the mark of 500 crores. So overall, the Arvind business is growing leaps and bounds and will achieve more in coming years.
Now let us discuss about the value chain of Arvind in textile industry and also see the evolution when it comes to the different timeline. So in order to better understand the value chain, we have divided the process into two subheads, that is the process and output. Started at 1897, the processes that Arvind involved was sourcing of raw materials, ginning and expression of fiber, spinning, weaving and knitting, which resulted in an output of man-made fiber, cotton, jute, silk, wool, yarn and fabric. Starting from 1952, they have started processing these raw materials as well, and as an output, the processed fabric is being obtained. From 1980 onwards, Arvind has stepped into the market of apparel making, which resulted in garments. From 1994, they have started both distribution and retailing of these garments as well.
Arvind is currently one of India's leading vertically integrated textile companies with an installed capacity of 108 million meters per annum MMPA of denim and 132 MMPA of woven fabric respectively as on March 31, 2018. Apart from this, Arvind also manufactures a range of cotton-based garments like shirts and khakis, besides operating relatively smaller capacities of knit fabric usually used for manufacturing t-shirts and socks, and voiles which are used for manufacturing sari blouses and curtains. Now that we have seen the evolution of Arvind in textile industry, before moving on to see its various features, let's see how it fares among all the rest industries Arvind has been indulging in. For the analysis, we have divided the various industries into three phases in which they are currently positioned, namely incubation, growth, and financial independence, which explains the stage of company's life cycle. Arvind Limited has an excellent track record of growing newer businesses and making them financially independent over time.
As we can see, the newer established industries like internet, telecom, environment solutions are still in the incubation stage, while advanced materials and process engineering equipment are in growth stage. While the industries for which Arvind is actually well known for, namely branded apparel, real estate, and textiles, are in the stage of their life cycle where they can be considered to be financially independent. Arvind is an innovation driven and customer centric global play pursuing growth along 5 vectors. Arvind Fashion and Textiles has unique blends and treatments incorporated in its products in its vast portfolio, which makes its products differentiated and can be considered as real next gen. Its inclusion and performance in athleisure and sportswear are also noteworthy. Arvind is currently one of India's leading vertically integrated textile companies, which aims at selling 40 to 50% of its fabrics it manufactures as apparel. With the vertical integration, it has optimized the manufacturing cost, tax advantage, and also the market access. In the strategic customer relationship field, Arvind has been able to place itself as design and supply partner to top global brands for decades since it laid its hands in the retail industry. Consumer brands department has also been a successful part for Arvind Limited. It has 250 plus designers and merchants having a deep understanding of Indian consumer requirements, which has given Arvind an excellent track record of creating India specific designs for international brands. Arvind is IP driven, which makes use of advanced materials, posing as a high entry barrier for other players in the industry. It also designs and develops human protection apparel and gears using composites, glass, and carbon fiber, and similar advanced materials, which is a niche in the fabric and textile market. In the hem of all this, Arvind has also given importance to sustainability of the ecosystem, makes sure its processes do not hamper the place where we live in. Arvind Envisol is a water treatment, industrial wastewater treatment, and sewage treatment solutions which helps industries reduce their impact on the environment.
So until now, we have seen what Arvind Textiles is actually looking after and what are the growth areas they're concentrating into. But now let's look at few demand and supply trends in the Indian market and also the strategic imperatives that the Arvind Mills is actually concentrating on in order to leverage on the recent trends. So one of the trend that is actually coming out often now is the critical innovation that is required and the sustainability along that comes along with the innovation. And also the domestic market is rapidly organizing and achieving scale. So it's more of an number game instead of the margin games. So the supply trends here also include reordering of the global supply chain. So the supply chain is now just not about delivering to the customers, whereas it has more in terms of the overall value chain. And after the post GST compliance, GST policy, all the companies that are compliant with the GST policy are leveraging from it than previously fragmented tax structure. Arvind Industries have taken these demand and supply trends in terms of Indian market and involved them in their strategic decisions. They have implemented hugely in vertical garment play, where they have leveraged from global tax advantages. They have invested in product innovation to capture the new trends and also capture the next gen opportunities. They have invested in building a customer base and improving the scale of Arvind on the name of Arvind. So they also needed to involve the name of Arvind and include the brand leverage. The materials and the businesses have been also vertically integrated. They have also pushed the bar in terms of sustainability. So all the new acquisitions and the processes they have involved were also included in terms of how sustainable they are. When it comes to the financials of the company, we have seen a steep increase in both the revenue and also the profitability. The sales have grown at a rate of 22% CAGR, while the profitability has grown with 26% of CAGR. So this is mainly due to the demerger that Arvind has decided to do, and also due to the various processes that they have imbibed in terms of sustainability and optimizing their operations.
Hello everyone, I am Ashwani and I will be talking about the demerger strategy adopted by Arvind in the start of 2015. With a vision to double the Arvind Limited business, in 2015 it decided to demerge Arvind Smart Spaces business. Similarly, in 2017 and 18, it demerged its textile business and apparel business and Anup engineering business. After demerging activities, Arvind Limited is now divided into 4 units: Arvind Apparels, Arvind Textiles, Anup Engineering, and Arvind Smart Spaces. The demerger is done in view to create focused business which will pursue independent growth trajectories. The focus is once again shifted to the textile business. Earlier, their growth trajectory was in the textile business, then they diversified into different businesses like engineering services, telecom, etc. Now, once again, in view of the opportunities in the textile industry, they are again shifting to the textile business.
Opportunities in textile business looks promising, considering overall global trade amounting to 750 US dollars, 35% of it belong to China. India is the second largest with 5%. But with China de-emphasizing this business and the cost profile of China dramatically going up,
The entire global trade is moving to South Asia. India is very uniquely placed to dramatically grow textile exports. The domestic opportunities are also very exciting because as organized retail grows in India, they need very large vendors to support that growth. Arvind, in order to take advantage of this opportunity, is getting into a larger capex cycle of rupees 2500 crores over next 5 years. Basically, Arvind is planning to become a solution provider rather than a provider of raw materials that go into garment. The goal is to produce end-to-end garment packages, increasing garment capacities by investing more in India and Ethiopia. One of the major plus points for Arvind is their first mover advantage in advanced materials business. They are moving strongly in this segment. The domestic market is emerging in India and there are opportunities in export market as well. Also, Arvind is having a first mover advantage in performance wear segment and India is an emerging base for such products. Anup Engineering is a small part of Arvind but has a very strong EBITDA growth in range of 30 to 40%. It has a very strong execution track record over the last 5 years. Customer base is very strong and it is constantly growing. These demergers will help unlock value for all businesses and help Arvind attain double growth as compared to what was realized earlier.
We have just learned about the demerger of the company. Well, as we all know, demerger has its own very good advantages. So the first major advantage to perform the demerger of a company is that there is an increase in the operational efficiency of the company. Another major advantage to perform a demerger of a company is that there is a very good opportunity to realize value from the division that is performing really well. So let me explain you that with the help of an example. So let's say that there's this huge company which has two divisions. One of the divisions is performing really well, while the other division is performing not that well. So the profitable division of the company may acquire a valuation which is very high when compared to its contribution to the merged company as a whole. Now let me inform you about the post demerger financial performance of Arvind Mills Limited.
The performance of the company has been very good post the demerger. The revenue of the company has increased from 34% since financial year 2013-14 till financial year 2017. The EBITDA at the same time has increased by 32%, which is phenomenal. The market capitalization has risen from 137 crores to 519 crores as of November 2017. The impact of the demerger can be seen on the financial reports as well. The revenue of Arvind Limited has been 6,158 crores, whereas the revenue of the Arvind Fashion Limited, which was one of the entities created post demerger, stood at 2,898 crores, which saw an increase of 25%. At the same time, Anup Engineering Limited, which was another entity, grew at 25%. The EBITDA shows the same results as well. The EBITDA increased by 5% for Arvind Limited, whereas it increased from 34% for Arvind Fashion Limited and 47% for Anup Engineering Limited. Recent performance ensures substantial momentum and earnings to power the strategic agenda of the company. The top line has been growing steadily and the earnings have been healthy, as seen by the financial reports of the company. There has been a steady track record of delivering top quality and differentiated products that drive pricing power in the industry. The operations have been managed pretty tightly to make sure that the company remains operationally efficient. The asset light model, which focuses on investment on differentiating assets, has been a big plus as well. And at last, all the earnings are available for future growth and expansion of the company. So at last, it seems that the story of the demerger of Arvind Mills Limited has done a world of wonders for the company. Thank you.